Hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Katie.
Can I be both excited and nervous at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very nervous, actually.
Jay is being awfully loud for being the one that's always complaining about our sound quality.
God, rude. So rude. Okay, carry on. Tell the people what we're doing here today.
Oh, man. We are recording something today that I'm not sure if we're ever going to share.
I love that.
And I have gone back and forth. I had a little traumatic transaction.
I feel like I'm legal counsel.
You are.
Okay, I'll decide if this is shareable.
Now, here's the deal. Here's why I felt inclined to record telling you the story. One, it's a long story. I only want to tell it once.
Okay, in case we were like, oh, shoot, that would have been a good recording.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Number two, I feel as though the podcast is only as successful as it is because we are authentic.
Yes.
And real. And we really are in the trenches selling real estate.
We're sharing actual stories.
We don't just share our great success
theories.
We share where things went terribly wrong.
So things did recently go terribly wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do we start?
Yeah, it's gonna, I may be a little hesitant in our recording because I'm just trying to get it out in the best way that I can.
Okay.
And it has been some time since it happened. Not, so that I could think clearly.
Okay.
And
you've pieced together all of the events.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, this is a tale of dual agency gone wrong.
Okay.
I would also like to state it is my first dual agency gone wrong.
You have done it like
so many times.
A lot of times.
Like over a dozen.
Okay. I don't know that I've done it that many times.
Okay.
And I've actually won listings before saying, I don't like it and I don't do it.
Huh.
But some states
don't allow it.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Cannot be done. And it is an interesting tightrope to walk because if you're it's like, can a lawyer represent both sides? Hard.
Here's how I've always looked at it. And I guess also before this, I've never had anything go wrong.
There were no issues.
No issues.
You were an exemplary agent on both sides.
I was always. And the reason I felt like it wasn't a conflict of interest is because my perspective was always, we all want the same thing.
Right.
I am the facilitator.
Yes.
The seller wants to sell this house. The buyer wants to buy this house. Mm-hmm. I am here to facilitate also the closing.
Yes.
So I do tell my clients, and we'll get into this more too, but I become the messenger of sorts. But the good news is I'm already a very factual, data-driven person.
Right. You were going to share the data either way.
Yeah. So to me, the conflict would be maybe an inexperienced agent that doesn't have the confidence but I've just always felt so confident presenting the facts.
Yes.
And saying, Mr. Seller, this is their offer. They made this based on the comps. What do you want to counter? What do you want to do? Do you want to accept? Okay, Mr. Buyer, this is their counter offer. What do you think? Okay, good. And then when you have inspections, it's like, if the AC is broken, the AC is broken. To me, it was always, every real estate transaction to me, I understand that clients can get pretty emotional, and I try to always be the one that is just reminding them of the actual facts of the situation.
Yeah.
So I also feel like this is a little bit of karma because I kid you not, the Monday before all of this went down, in our Monday morning meeting, somebody asked a question about dual agency. Mm-hmm. And I said in that meeting,
oh no,
that I love it. And that I've done it dozens of times. And that I've never had a situation where things went wrong.
And did you knock on any wood?
No.
Yeesh.
And that's why this has happened.
Oh gosh.
And I'm very humbled right now.
Karma came down and smote you.
Karma was like, oh, she's right. It's her turn.
It's her turn.
She's gotten by too long, too many years. Have you ever stared at a blinking cursor trying to write an email to a client and thought, why is this so hard?
That's why we created Email Templates, a series of emails written for you by us. Real agents, not AI.
You'll have an email to send your client at each part of the process, so they have all the information they need when they need it.
And you answer their questions before they even have time to ask.
The template package comes with 12 buyer and 13 seller templates, plus 6 supporting attachment documents.
You'll save time, avoid mistakes, and deliver a consistent client experience that leads to more positive reviews, repeat business, and referrals.
Plus, you get lifetime updates, so as the business changes, your system will stay current.
Grab Email Templates 101 at hustlehumblypodcast.com/templates and work smarter, not longer. What was the agent asking for? Like they were trying to decide if they could or should do it?
Yes.
It wasn't a specific situation.
No, it wasn't. It was just like I have a client who might want one of my listings and she was new and not the most confident in her presentation of everything.
Yes, okay.
And I did tell them that I think a key to successful dual agency is staying very transparent and factual.
Yeah.
And making sure that both parties understand this side.
Okay.
So I had just made that proclamation of success. And karma came, and I have been humbled in a way that, recording this episode, I'm just like, okay, we'll see.
Okay,
We'll
so
see what you think.
Take me to the beginning.
Okay.
You had the listing already.
So even before that, I got this buyer from a past client.
Okay. But you've never worked with this buyer before?
Never.
So a referral.
It's a referral.
Okay.
They are moving here from out of state.
Okay.
So I never actually met them.
Okay.
And we talked on the phone and even did some video. Okay. So I felt like we're getting there. We're getting the relationship going.
How long before this listing comes into their world? Were you working with them?
Pretty soon. So what surprised me is that they reached out.
Okay.
But they were about 6 months from moving here, maybe 5 months from moving here.
Okay.
And said, we just want to get the ball rolling. We wanted to introduce ourselves. We wanted to get approved. We want to learn the market. I said, great, that's perfect. We had a consultation. I sent them to a lender. They got pre-approved, really understood their numbers. And, my plan, what I understood was that they just wanted me to set them up on a search to learn the market until they come here in a few months to actually see things in person.
Had they ever been here?
I don't think so.
Okay, so they were moving here from out of state,
and
never
they
seen
have
anything.
moved a bunch for his work.
Okay.
But never like down here.
Okay.
So different. It's just different.
Yeah.
So things were going pretty well, and I just had them up on a search. And then within 2 days of them getting pre-approved and on a search, and I think, okay, they're settled.
Right.
They're not coming here for 3 months. The goal was they were going to have some properties picked out by the time they get here in September.
Okay.
And that I was going to show them homes. Well, 2 days later, they send me 3 houses and are like, we really like these. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I go through and look at the disclosures. Well, one of them is my listing. And so I said up front in my notes, this is actually my listing. I love this house. It has this, it has that. Like the house for the price point and the neighborhood that it's in has so many things about it that are hard to find.
Okay.
So I thought this would actually be really perfect for y'all. And they have kids and there's like all this extra room. Anyway, I actually was like, yeah, this would work. Unfortunately, I knew they weren't moving here. So I just made my notes. I went through the disclosures and made notes on all 3 houses and sent them back.
Okay.
So then he emails me back and is like, hey, we want to make an offer on your listing. We've never done it where the buyer's agent represented the listing agent before, was doing both. Could you schedule a call with us this evening? And I said, sure, absolutely. And I don't know them. So I was treading extra lightly and they were asking me like, is this okay to do? And I said, it's completely up to the consumer. I said, I don't have a problem with it because I don't know my seller's bottom line, nor do I want to.
Right.
And at this point, I said it's not much different than how I manage other transactions. I will present you the facts of the comps.
Right.
I will make the offer that you feel comfortable with based on your personal finances. I will present it to the seller, and we will just start the negotiation.
Okay.
And I said, but if you are uncomfortable in any way, I can refer you to another agent. Whatever you want to do, it's completely up to you. And they both were like, no, I think we feel good about this. And I was like, okay, I mean, I do if you do, but up to you.
Okay.
So we made an offer, and they did ask for all their closing costs, which was a big number.
Okay.
The seller, when I presented it to them, sent me back 2 options. Like, we can do that. Like, we would have to either increase the price to cover that much, or we would just have to do less. So you tell us how you want to structure it. Well, when we got that counter offer back, they were not comfortable with it. They felt like, the offer was pretty fair. And so I actually went and looked deeper at the comps to show them. And it was so crazy because 4 of the 7 recent sales had increased the price to cover the closing costs.
Okay.
So that actually made them feel better that was like a norm for this neighborhood, which also makes sense because it is kind of like a starter neighborhood.
Yeah.
So closing costs
typically need them.
are more important.
Okay.
So they actually said, we're going to take a few days. We may have rushed this.
Fine.
I said, that's totally fine. I was also surprised you wanted to move so quickly because you're not here.
Not your time frame.
Yeah, not your time frame. And so he was like, yeah, I mean, the house would have to sit vacant for a few months. And, we like the idea of being like knowing where we're going to go. They also mentioned that because he moves so much, that this would be a short-term house that they live in.
Okay.
And he wants to make sure it would be a good rental property.
Oh, okay.
Which this house is only 4 years old. It's a good builder. I own some of them, of this builder's homes. I think they're a good home. So I told them as much. I said, in fact, I think it's such a good rental. I own some.
Yeah.
So I think this would be a great opportunity for y'all. And they agreed. So they messaged me a few days later and was like, hey, we think we're ready to come back. So we made a new offer and the sellers accepted.
Okay. Was it the same as the seller's counter or somewhere in between the two?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the ballpark. So all of that went well.
All right.
Buyers are very excited.
Okay.
Sellers are very excited.
Okay.
The time frame on everything was working out beautifully.
Okay.
So I send them all the template emails. I always liked being dual agent because it's fun to send like the seller and the buyer
Both
templates
sides.
it's just kind of funny to me when I do it. But anywho, give them all the information and I'm like, okay, what do y'all want to do about inspections? Are you going to come into town? He's like, I don't know. We're definitely not coming into town. I said, well, it should be a fairly simple inspection. I can't imagine there would be anything major. It's not an old house.
Okay.
I've sat through so many of these with this builder. So I can just schedule it and we can go from there. And so I sent them the home inspectors. They approved one. I scheduled it.
Okay.
So the morning of the home inspection, it goes very well. And I told them I would like to either FaceTime or do a video for them.
Okay.
At the end so that the results could be given.
Yeah.
There was, it was a very clean inspection. I felt very good about it.
4-year-old house.
4-year-old house. AC needed to be cleaned and serviced.
They always say that.
Yes.
Okay.
There was some condensation on the AC. It's also midsummer.
Right.
It's
It was
like
hot.
105 degrees.
Very hot.
Yeah, even hotter in the attic. And then the gas stove, like when you turned it on, it seemed like the gas was blowing harder than it should.
That's weird.
Kind of a unique thing.
Okay.
But the inspector was like, it could be that there's debris in the line from construction.
Okay.
Like that's making it blow like almost like when you have a hose and you put your thumb over
Yeah,
it to
sure.
make it go harder.
Yeah.
And the sellers were like, we always just thought that's how our stove was.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually thought the same. Like when the inspector was showing me, I was like, it looks
just like a regular stove.
Yeah, but once he pointed it out that the flame is darker and like you could almost like hear that it was blowing harder than it should, I was like, okay, that makes sense. We'll call a plumber.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Okay.
In one of my flip houses, I had to clear a gas line of debris.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
So I knew it was a thing. So, anywho's, and then there were 2 windows that were starting to lose their seal, like the fog.
Okay,
that was our list.
2 windows, a gas stove, AC clean service.
Yeah.
That's very light.
I was thrilled. I messaged them. I'm like, hey, we're finishing up. It went well. Do you want to video? I can call you now. No, thanks. We're busy at work. Like, just let us know the highlights and we'll review the report.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I typed up a little thing of everything that went on. Okay. And that night, the report is emailed. And the next morning, I have emails from the buyers and they are very concerned.
Okay.
Very concerned. And my heart drops. And I'm like, again, if I could do things different, I feel like this always happens when they are not present for the home inspection.
Right.
When I'm the listing agent and the buyer's agent tells me their buyer isn't coming, I would say it's like a 60% chance that they cancel.
Because they didn't see it and hear it from the inspector directly.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then they get this report.
It looks scary.
Yes, it does look scary. Now, these people have bought several homes. So this is where I was a little surprised.
Right. They're not first-time buyers.
They're not first-time buyers. So I'm like, okay. And here's where so I'm like, okay. I'm addressing their concerns, explaining things to them.
Via email, or did y'all talk again?
We had a phone call.
Okay.
Because they wanted to get the AC. They wanted to hire an AC company to come do like a very deep inspection on the unit.
Okay.
I have always been trained and taught, I don't think it's like a law or anything, that for that type of inspection, you really need to put the burden on the seller because it's not your house yet. So you don't want them taking apart an AC and then the AC doesn't work or then the AC can't be put back together. So I was
like they were going to take it apart.
Like they wanted a full evaluation of the AC.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Which the truth is that is unnecessary.
Okay. Agreed.
But that's what they wanted.
Okay.
So I told them, listen, because you don't own the home yet, we can't do anything quite that invasive. But what we can do is put the whole burden on the seller. So we can say, licensed and insured HVAC company to come do this, like, and we will get you a receipt that matches our repair request exactly. And it will say like any issues that are found must be remedied by the sellers. I said the whole point is that because there was a situation once in our office where it was an older home and the buyers had an AC company come and really just take the coil out, clean, like do all this stuff, but it was on the buyer's dollar. Well, when they took the coil out to clean it, it was so old that because it had been tampered with after all these years, it wouldn't go back in properly. And now you have to call the seller and say, Mr. Seller, our AC guy broke your air conditioner, which is not what happened exactly, but that's how they take it. Like, you broke this.
It was working fine.
Right. Now you have to pay for our AC. So it's you don't think about stuff like that,
yeah, okay.
right?
Interesting.
Okay, these are the things you have to think about. Is like, how invasive are you getting?
Yeah.
Because there are times where if you go too far on a home inspection on a house that is not yours.
Well, this is why the inspectors can't repair things or undo. Like they have visual. It's a visual inspection.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Carry on.
So they seemed okay with that.
Okay. Did they write a repair request?
So we were going to write a repair request, and I got a message from him that was like, "Can you call me?" And I was like, "Sure." So he's like, "We're just feeling really nervous." And I was like, "Okay, let's talk about it." And he said, the house is only 4 years old and it's just got all these issues. And I'm going,
What issues?
I don't. And
The
here's
3 issues?
right. He was like, and I said, listen, I think, and he did say, and I know this is your friend's house. And I'm like, this is not my friend's house. This is my client's house. But I didn't like that he brought that up because it let me know on the phone his head is there.
Well, yeah.
His head is, I don't fully trust
Right. The situation.
the situation.
Okay.
So it let me know that there's other factors going on, and I don't know that anything I say is going to make them feel better.
Right.
Because I'm sensing the trust situation.
Okay.
And I said, listen, regardless of who the sellers are, I'm giving you the same advice. I do these home inspections all the time, and this was a very tidy report, very tidy. My concern is that if you decide not to move forward, because he had said, we're not sure what we're going to do, that the next like if this one startled you, I don't know that there's going to be a better one. They're all going to have something on there, and this is very treatable.
Right.
All we have to do is write a repair request that makes you feel comfortable.
Okay.
And we present it. And if they agree to remedy everything, then you feel comfortable.
Right.
And we provide receipts. The seller isn't going to do any of this work.
Yeah.
They're going to hire licensed and insured people to come do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if they say no to something, you have the option at that point to decide if you still want to move forward.
Right.
He's like, okay. I'm like, I think you should call the home inspector also, because I could sense they don't want to hear it from me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you call the home inspector, he can also walk you through his findings. I think that you would feel better hearing it from a more credible source.
Okay.
Home inspector messaged me later and said, hey, I did speak to your buyers. They called. I think they're okay. They had some questions, but I answered them.
Okay.
But so I get this
I'm like, where did this go wrong?
So I get this email later that's like, hey, just call me. We're not feeling comfortable. And yes, my heart dropped because my sellers
are excited.
Very excited. We have timed it perfectly for the house that they are buying, my sellers. I know that this phone call is going to devastate them. Mm-hmm. I was dreading making this phone call. I was feeling all that, but I did put it all aside when I was talking to them.
The buyer.
Okay. And the problem is that I don't feel like I did them an injustice, but I do feel like their lack of trust because I was representing both sides made them not hear objectively what I was saying.
That's fair.
It's almost like they sabotaged the contract because they couldn't hear what I was saying.
Right.
And we had a phone call where he was like, look, we're just going to cancel. And he said again, I know, I'm so sorry. These are your friends. And I was like, I even said, I need you to just stop thinking about that. I am here to talk to you about your comfort level. My concern for you is that I'm realizing this is your first Louisiana home inspection.
Right.
RACs are working at full throttle.
Yeah.
In the peak of August right now.
Right.
And actually, it's the temperature and it's working beautifully.
Right. Considering the conditions. It's the 5th ring of hell.
Yes, it's terrible.
It's so hot.
Does it need to be cleaned? Okay, we can do that. But it's working. It would be different if it was like, oh, it's not blowing cold.
Right, it's not cold enough.
No, it was working beautifully. Okay. So, and then the plumbing thing, I said, listen, I actually had this happen on one of my houses that I flipped, similar situation. There was debris in the line from construction. And it was very easy to resolve. And he was like, but if all this stuff is happening at 4 years, what's it going to be like when it's our rental property? And I said, well, remember I told you that, because he said, it's making me think this house is not well built and that this builder.
He's never even seen it.
Never seen it. He was like, that this builder is maybe not what we need. And so I just said, listen, my rental properties from this builder I would buy 5 more. They are holding up great. My personal home that I live in has several fogged windows from our humidity and our heat right now. You can also see it more when it's hot.
Yeah.
I said, it's just part of our climate, and the seller is willing to remedy those windows for you. They may actually still be under warranty.
They are.
So, this is when things kind of took a turn, because he was like, well, no disrespect to you, but I don't think I would buy from this builder. And I was like,
he was just like, you're a bad agent.
When he said
I don't believe your advice at all.
When he said that, I wanted to be like, that's when I realized this is going south.
Yeah.
And that there's nothing I could do.
Right.
So I just stopped and said, let's just cancel. I want you to feel comfortable. I can tell you are not comfortable. And that is your feelings. We can cancel. I said I wasn't trying to argue with your concerns. And I wasn't trying to push you to buy this house.
Yeah.
I was doing what I would do with you, no matter who the seller was.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely believe that this was a very tidy inspection report, and I don't want you set up for failure on future homes.
Right.
And he's like, I understand. And I appreciate that.
Okay.
So he was like, and, I know that this is going to be not the news you want to deliver to your people. He kept bringing up my people.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, but, we would still like to continue working with you. And I was like, of course. Like, I'm not upset with you.
Right.
I said, but I wish there was a little more like trust.
Right.
But I understand that maybe dual agency in this situation wasn't the right thing.
Yes. Okay.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, he just can't hear me.
Yeah.
He's so concerned that I'm dual agent.
Well, look, fair. He's never met you in person.
And that's what made this whole thing even harder.
Right. He would have been just as skittish about any house that he never saw in person.
Mm-hmm.
With an agent that he never met in person. It was just amplified because you were also the listing agent.
Yes.
So he could pin it on that. Also, they were really in no hurry. They were buying it too soon.
So that came up in the conversation.
Okay.
Like, maybe we just go back to the original plan. No need for the house to sit vacant. So in my mind, I'm thinking maybe it's like he's mentioned the time frame is the issue. I'm having trouble understanding that this inspection is what's canceling everything.
It wasn't.
That's what I thought. Okay. I'm just like, but I also can't get him to say, everything was so guarded.
Mm-hmm.
I was having trouble understanding where they were coming from.
Okay.
And I have canceled during inspection before when I fully understood where they were coming from.
Yeah.
Put it this way. The inspection went so well. When I left, I took the sign with me. And then I'm like, is that what did it?
You really messed with karma.
What is it? I jinxed it.
Mm-hmm.
I jinxed it by taking the sign.
You did not knock on wood. You took the sign. I never take the sign until after the papers are signed.
I actually needed it. Because
oh my God, I cannot. So what you have to do, buy another sign to put it back?
I have so many freaking listings right now that I can't sell.
I cannot.
So I was like, oh, well, this one's
take this sign.
When
I don't need it anymore.
I was like, well, this one's a done deal.
Oh, bless. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Hustle Humbly community members. We've got a brand new member benefit just for you. We've officially compiled all of our free resources into one easy to find guide.
No more digging through emails, no more trying to remember which freebie link had which slash, and no more being like, wait, I'm driving. What was the URL again? Now you don't have to remember any of that.
It's all in one place inside your community dashboard. Just head to the dashboard and grab the new Hustle Humbly Resource Library Guide anytime you need it.
And if you're listening and thinking, okay, I want that, you can join the Hustle Humbly community at hustlehumblypodcast.com/membership. All right, so you said we still want to work with you.
Yeah, still want to work with you. Okay.
Okay.
So my sellers are devastated.
Fair.
But very understanding. They're comforting me at this point.
Right.
And I'm like, I just feel terrible that I have to make this call.
Yeah, fair.
And he's like, okay, well, I do have an AC and plumber scheduled. Should I
just take care of it?
I said, just take care of it. Like,
you don't want it to come up again.
Right. So the next day, the AC company came out and was like, this unit is perfect.
Yeah, I don't even know what to clean.
Yeah, they did clean it. And he came down from the attic. The AC guy goes, it's as clean as a mirror up there.
I can't, I shined it.
It cannot be any cleaner. Because the seller told him, yeah, the buyers canceled over these things.
He's like, I don't.
Yeah, he was like, it's functioning great.
You just had a lot of strikes against you. These people have never lived in Louisiana. They didn't meet you.
Right.
They didn't see the house. They
did not attend the home inspection.
Nor did they want a video or they didn't.
I should have made them FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's would it have saved it? I think it could have. But
did you ever FaceTime or were all of your calls?
No, we did video sometimes.
You did video. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they get the thing. Where does this end?
So I go to do my back on market post.
Okay.
And I said, buyers got cold feet. This house is back on the market. We have a glowing inspection report. Seller has already remedied all issues. Good to go. And then I'm pointing out the good things about this house. And then I say, this is truly the best house on the market in this price range right now. And I think I said, I'm so excited for the buyer who gets it. I read it through, because I don't think I was friends with them on Facebook, but I think maybe they had followed my Instagram or something.
Okay.
I wrote it in such a way in my head going, they're going to read this.
Oh, you thought that the buyer would read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to tread lightly.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of it from their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Buyers got cold feet, moving timelines in the air. We have an inspection report. Seller has addressed all issues.
Mm-hmm.
Within 5 minutes of posting it, they screenshot it to me and say, we do not feel comfortable working with you anymore.
Because you said buyers got cold feet?
I guess.
Had to be.
Yeah, they were like, we don't feel like it's honest. And despite me feeling like it was honest, and knowing and having a clear conscience.
You know the market, they don't.
Right.
So
I told them, I said, I'm very sorry that you feel that way. When a house goes back on the market, we do not take it lightly. It is devastating to the sellers. It's a very tough market right now. And when a house goes back on the market, the number one thing people think is something is wrong with the house.
Yeah, so I had to make sure.
Yeah, I said, I do in fact represent the sellers.
Yeah.
And it is my job to let people know
what happened.
Yeah. Everything I said in my post is true. We do, despite what you think, that inspection report, I would be happy to share it. It is a glowing inspection report compared to any others I have had this year or last year, probably.
Mm-hmm.
The seller truly has already made all repairs. AC, plumber, windows, all scheduled. Done.
Next inspection will be
perfect. Zero things. I said, I do not feel I was dishonest in any way. I said, I will be honest. I don't feel like you have been able to trust me fully, even before this house. So I understand.
Yeah, this is not a fit.
I also think it's for the best, and I wish you the best.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
did they respond to that?
Thank you.
Great, bye.
Yeah.
Like, girl, bye. It's fine.
It was like, I've never felt so slimy.
But you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my most important question. Will you do dual agency again?
I don't know. I think if it was somebody I knew, I would. I feel like I can't let this one incident out of, I would guess maybe 30 times that I've been dual agent.
It's a lot of times.
I've been thinking about it.
Percentage-wise, you were looking good.
Yeah.
I just find it fascinating because literally the week of this, you were like, I've done it a bunch of times. It's great.
Yes.
Everything's wonderful. And now you're like, I'm not sure.
Right.
And I will only do it if forced. Like, it has to be, I've done it on land. I'm like, land is so cut and dry. There's no house here.
Yeah.
It's really the majority of the dual agencies I've done have been land.
Okay.
If it's a house, I've done it once when the sellers ended up, they had inherited the property, and then one of the heirs decided they wanted to buy it, but they still wanted to use me in the transaction. I'm like, you're the seller and the buyer. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's a dual agency.
Here's the thing. I would do the same thing I did with them, where I explain. I told them some people are not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Some people are. It's your personal preference. I'm happy to refer you.
Yeah.
And they said no.
Yeah.
If they would have said yes, I knew who to call. Like, I would have made it happen.
Right.
I think I would do the same thing. I would give them the choice.
Yeah.
But I think I would be like, you must be here for the inspection.
Yeah. I think that's again what I'm saying. You just had too many things going against you.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously felt uncomfortable with you being the listing agent once they got into it. Not in negotiation.
Before. No, that went okay.
Just during the inspection.
Yeah.
Which is when they had just rethought the whole thing.
Yes.
They don't know the area. They don't know the house. They
Right.
never seen any of this stuff in person. I think.
It was the perfect storm.
It really was.
Things
all those things.
that could go wrong. And I had to just concede at some point.
But they still wanted to work with you until
I posted that it was back on the market and raved about what a great house it is.
Which you believe.
Yeah.
It sounds to be true to me.
Put it this way. Going back to fact-based, the AC guy said there's never been a cleaner unit than that one
right,
up there.
It's working just fine.
Yeah.
Beyond better.
Window people said, oh, sure, those are under warranty. We'll be right out.
Fix them.
Plumber said, oh, let me get this little piece of foil
and it
out
was
the line.
something in there?
I mean, yeah. All done. All done. And you know what? I was upset. Couldn't shake the feeling that I had been punched in the gut, questioning everything, But
Right.
I will say, I am genuinely sad for them.
Because
it was like the house for them. I
Yeah.
believe that still.
Yeah.
I actually believe it. So the night before I made the Facebook post, they sent me a few houses that were not good, but they sent me a few houses.
Okay.
I did my thing. I made notes on them.
Okay.
I said on 2 of the 3, I said, hey, just a heads up. This is in the same neighborhood, same builder as the one we just canceled. These 2.
That you said the builder can't be trusted.
Right. I know you're not a fan of this builder anymore. So I just wanted you to know that this is the builder. And the 3rd one was pending already. I don't even remember where it was. But it let me know, like, for your budget and for what you want.
You're just going to keep coming into the same house.
Yeah. It's our market. If you want something newer, it's going to be this builder. And I even told them, there is a second builder.
Worse, much worse.
Much worse. That I would probably advise against, that would have given you a home inspection report that would have made your skin crawl. So I wasn't grasping for straws to keep them as clients. I was okay letting that go.
Yeah.
I was grasping at them to be like, I know you don't know me, But I
There was
really
nothing you could
believe
do.
this is the best house for your family and your kids with that big green space right there. Like, I just believe in my heart this is the house for you.
Yeah.
If I wasn't the listing agent, I would feel the same way.
Right.
I'd be like, y'all, I think I may have been, now here's the thing. If I wasn't the listing agent, maybe I wouldn't have been as guarded and I could have said, I think you're wrong.
Right. You were trying not to be too aggressive about it.
Yeah, I was educating, but I never said, listen, I think you're wrong and I really don't know that we're going to find a better house. I said things like, every inspection report is going to have something. I don't see us coming across a home with a cleaner report than this.
Yeah, and if they weren't being honest with you about why they were really canceling, maybe it was just like a group of things, but if it really was just timing and they're like, we don't want it to sit vacant, they should have just been like, we made a mistake and we're embarrassed.
Yeah.
And,
I don't think it was just the timing.
It was just all the things.
It was all the things. They were genuine. Here's the thing. They were genuinely concerned about those 3 items.
It's bananas.
And there was nothing I could do to educate them out of that.
I could see this from a first-time buyer.
I know.
But like people who've bought multiple houses, no house is perfect. Not even the day it's finished.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here? Have you recovered mentally?
No.
Are you going to have to go to therapy?
This was it.
Okay, great.
This was my session.
I don't think I'm helping.
No, you are. You are.
You didn't do it wrong.
Tell me I'm a good agent.
You are a good agent.
Thank you.
I just, you did not do anything wrong. I believe that you handled it the best you can. I still personally am not 100% dual agency can work.
Yeah.
Like that's always been my take.
I will say this on air for anybody that was in that Monday morning meeting. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I will always remember this story now and how everything went down and how it made me feel.
Because it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong, even when you know you're not.
Yeah.
Even when you're taking all the right steps, you're not giving anyone preference, you're actually representing everyone equally. I think there's just, my thing has always been looking at it from if it was a commercial deal, totally different. But something about the emotions of it being residential and the people live there and it's their house and however you know them, it doesn't even matter how. My thought has always been, if you're the listing agent, you either know, like, and trust your seller and want want good things for them, or your seller's been kind of bad and you don't like them and you don't care what happens. I don't believe you can have a completely 100% neutral feeling about your seller. I think you either like them or you don't.
But even if you don't, you especially want it to close. Like,
I would especially want it to close.
But the end goal is to get it closed, which is what everybody wants.
I guess I'm like, I believe you can have a favorite kid. I'm not saying, I don't believe I don't mean that about kids. I mean, like, I'm saying, like, I mean that about, like, your clients, they're not all the same.
No.
We don't all love them the same. They don't all make you get the same warm and fuzzies.
Sure.
So I believe when I put 2 clients next to each other, someone I like better than the other. I just don't trust myself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't. It sounds like you handled it perfectly. I just literally couldn't trust myself to be like, even though I think I'm doing it all right, what exact words did I use? Like what?
Well, that's what has been tormenting me.
Yeah.
Is replaying the phone call.
Yeah.
Nothing is worse, again, than thinking you said the right thing and me sharing a real life example of owning some of these builders'
Right.
homes.
You thought that was.
And he literally said, with all due respect, like, I would not buy one of their houses.
Also, you cannot qualify that with all due respect. It sounds like you're saying, I
rude.
don't respect you or trust you.
Right.
You sound like a dummy.
Or you've made a bad investment.
You're dumb.
And that's when I just was like, okay.
Shut it down.
Let them cancel.
They needed to go.
They need to go. There's nothing you can do here.
Look, I believe in my heart of hearts, whether that had been your listing or not, these people were going to be insane.
I think that I actually thought about that. Like, if I had referred them out, I still think they would have, let's just say that I would have called you and said, hey, I have someone that wants to buy my listing. Do you think they're very nice? That's what makes that's
makes it worse.
It's like making me so sad.
Oh, I know what I want to ask you. What about the person who referred them to you?
Okay.
Did you tell them what happened?
I had to. Because I was like, and can I please read you the response?
Oh my gosh, please. I think it's going to give me
saved
some.
it. If you have kids in the car, there is one curse word. It's a good one, though.
Okay, I can't wait. I feel like I need to hear the response.
I debated doing this but I also, this guy and his wife have sent me business.
So you didn't want it to
and
mess.
I just thought I have to tell him.
So did you tell him the whole, what did you tell him?
I'll read it to you.
Okay, I cannot wait.
Hey, blank. I wanted to let you know that I'm actually no longer working with blank and blank. It is disappointing, but I believe it's for the best. We canceled a contract on a house they were buying that was also my listing, and they disagreed with how I handled putting it back on the market. Even though I had the listing, I told them over and over I was staying neutral and would support whatever they decided. I offered in the beginning to refer them to another agent if they were not comfortable with dual agency. I take my reputation very seriously, and I would be devastated if anything negative made its way back to you.
Okay.
I truly appreciate your referral, and I am so sorry this didn't work out. It's one of the first times I've had a situation like this, and I'm definitely learning from it. If you have any questions, I would be happy to chat about it.
Okay, great. That was a really good message.
Thank you. I wrote it myself.
Confront it head on. Right, perfect.
He said, Alyssa, you're a rock star and shit happens. I think no differently from you. All is good. You have a phenomenal reputation and you are a true professional. I said, I appreciate that, with a little emoji that's about to cry, but is also happy. Like, that's so sweet.
And you're like, thanks.
I said, I'm harder on myself than anybody else could ever be.
Yeah.
And he goes, it just means that you give a shit.
Well, okay, good. But I think it was wise to say something.
I debated, but at the end of the day, I was like, I have to, because this is that's going to keep me up at night. I feel like he needs to know.
How did he know, the referee?
So the guy who referred them actually was moving away.
Okay.
And this guy was coming in from out of state to
take his
job.
place.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't even know each other.
I don't know. Because
they work at the same place.
Yeah,
they're coworkers.
I think they might have known each other. And the referrer actually sent an email to all of us in a group, like introducing everybody. Yeah. And, Alyssa's so great and da-da-da-da-da. And so he made the introduction via email. He was involved in the beginning with the introduction, which is why I felt it's not like they called me out of the blue and was like, hey, so-and-so gave me your number. It was like he made the introduction.
Yeah, but I do think this has a work layer.
Yeah.
They weren't like buddies.
I don't know. But I just knew I was worried because I didn't want something negative to get back.
Yeah.
And again, these people were very nice people. Now that some time has passed, I'm genuinely sad for them. And part of me wonders, what if I get an offer on this house from another agent?
With them?
With them. What if they keep looking?
I don't believe that for a minute.
I don't either. But wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be super crazy. And I believe then I would probably feel like some procuring cause played into it.
I know.
Because you certainly had a buyer brokerage agreement with them.
Sure
did.
Did
you have to send a cancellation?
Yeah, sure did. My first one. I'm like, hey, Connie.
I need the form that I've never used before.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I think
she's
that's
like, what happened? I'm like,
you don't want to know.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Remember,
she's like, are we going to get sued? I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
she's like, okay.
But it is really, so many good lessons here.
So many, which is why I felt it was very educational to share with our listeners.
One of the really important...
Even though I feel very vulnerable right now and it hasn't even aired.
We're so proud of you. For whenever this happens to... Maybe I'm just proud that you told me. I don't know if anyone will ever hear it. Well, the social media post lesson here is real good.
That's what ended the relationship with the buyers.
Yeah.
Not the cancellation of the buyer contract, none of that.
Mm-hmm. Because they still wanted to work with you.
They did.
But then they're like, oh, you're a liar.
Yes.
That house was garbage.
Yes.
And you're like, well, it was not.
Yeah.
As I told you.
In full transparency, I think they also felt like I played it off too much on the timing of everything. But I mentioned both. Like, buyers got cold feet, the timing
What,
on
they wanted you to
moving.
put in the post the buyers couldn't get past the inspection?
Right.
Well, there's nothing that, all those things have been fixed.
That was buyer specific, not, I have been thinking, how could I have worded it
differently.
I wish I would have just said, back on the market at no fault of the seller.
Yeah, that would have worked.
That's what I should have said. I still think, they would have gotten in their heads because I did praise the house.
I think you needed to.
Yeah, but I think even if I would have worded the part about the timing being different, I think they were still going to read that post and get the ick and be like, oh,
you didn't
she
get it.
disagrees. She disagrees with us.
I think even
which
saying,
I did.
Well, yeah, even saying at no fault of the seller, they probably wouldn't know. And then you list everything that's great and that the inspection has been taken care of. They were still going to, there's no words you could have used and praise that house.
Right.
That they would have approved of.
Right.
They would have been like, that house is not good.
Right.
And I can't wait to see what they buy. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
It's fine.
It's going to be a very painful process for them, though.
Oh, gosh. I wouldn't want to be. I'm also like.
You hope that they use
don't
the
know.
same inspector?
They are probably, because they were like, he was so good. And I'm like.
Oh, great. We'll find out from the inspector.
I know. I kind of told him, like,
well, you're going to have to tell me if they see another.
Yeah, he's good about being very client, conscious. And he's a true professional.
Dang it.
But it did make me just be like, I wonder who they're going to use as an agent.
Yeah.
And if they're going to say, Alyssa was our agent and she was terrible and dishonest.
I mean, they may.
I know.
But they'll probably say we had an agent that it didn't work out with. And if the other agent asked them who, then like most people don't just start.
Yeah. I'm always like, who was it?
Are they still following your social media?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Well, I feel like we need to know.
Oh, well, let me check real quick.
I mean, we don't need to know for the show.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so going forward, we're not sure what we think about dual agency.
Mm-mm.
We have to be very careful with the words we use on our social media.
Yeah. Make your buyers be present for the home inspection always.
All important lessons.
I have had so much experience with buyers being uncomfortable. Like comfortable at the inspection, uncomfortable when they get the report, that I even put in the recap when I was messaging them before we got the report. These are the main things. Mm-hmm. There are going to be other little things like caulk needed here, or there's going to be maintenance items on there. But these are the 3 things that are going to be the highlights that we'll probably have to figure out. So I was trying to be very transparent that this report always looks worse.
Also, I don't understand how any buyer can say, it doesn't matter to me if this is repaired, I still don't want the house. Of those type of repairs. Mm-hmm. Of a 4-year-old house.
Right.
Like, I can understand if they're just freaked out about a foundation repair or something really major, but 2 windows, garbage and a debris in a gas line, and an AC that got cleaned again. Mm-hmm. What more could we possibly want?
There's nothing else.
There are no perfect houses.
No.
There are none. 0.
They did, in fact, unfollow me.
Oh, thank you for checking. Okay, I'm not laughing at you. We're just laughing with you.
If we don't laugh, we cry.
I mean, it's okay. They would have been a terrible buyer no matter what.
I'm just sad for them. They've made a mistake. They're going to have a hard time.
That is not your problem, because you know what? Karma will get them just like it got you.
Darn you, karma.
I mean, it's not your problem.
Yeah.
It's just not your problem.
Yeah. Okay.
They'll learn. Maybe the next time they'll be like, oh, well, she was right. Remember, you always say you just want to be so good that when they go to their next agent, they're like,
oh, yeah, maybe that was a mistake.
She was a good agent. Yeah. And also, people have their own story in their head.
Yeah. That's
obviously
where I could not interrupt that narrative.
Did you talk to both the husband and the wife at the same time, or were you just having most communications with one?
We were in a group text, an email thread, but the second, I left it with both of them as I sent them a video explaining, saying, hey, I know we're in different places. We cannot hire a AC company to come do these invasive inspections. However, we can certainly make sure it's done and paid for by the seller.
Mm-hmm.
And any repairs. So I sent them that video. It was like a voice video because I wanted them to hear. I knew, okay, Alyssa, they're getting cold feet. We need to explain this correctly.
Right.
They need to hear your voice and understand that everything is okay.
That you're not just being resistant.
Yeah, everything's okay.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, that sounds good. And then husband gets out of the group chat, messages me on the side. And the rest of my communication was just with him.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well, I think you've told us as much as you can.
I think so.
All right.
Do we toast right now?
I don't think you toast.
I don't think so. Yeah.
And if you're in a location that doesn't have dual agency and has made it this far, I still think there are lessons for you here.
For sure.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So it was useful for anyone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't really have any.
It's okay. This feels good. Get it off my chest. I've been holding it in.
I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't think you made some major error.
But things would be done differently now that I know what I know. But I do trust that I handled it the best way I could in the moment with the information I had.
You did. You did.
I did tell the home inspector, I was like, hey, he's like, what?
He couldn't, but he's like, why?
Yeah,
why?
I was like, I don't know.
You're
and he was
they
like,
fired
I talked to them on the phone. I was like, what did you say? I was just kidding. He was like, I just answered their questions, but they were in a good place, I thought. So anyway.
They had their own narrative. Someone has wronged them in the past. Yeah. Maybe not, obviously not on dual agency, but they've had an agent that did something that they did not like. They have a trust issue. Yeah. They need to go to therapy, not you. Both of you.
We're all in
couples therapy. Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Learn from our mistakes as well as our successes.
I hope one day they get to hear this episode.
We get to keep it very transparent.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Wait, before you go, if you enjoyed this episode and if we brought you value, take a minute to rate the show, leave a review, or drop a comment.
We are giving away our best stuff for free. Find it at hustlehumblypodcast.com/freebies.
We'd also love to see you in Hustle Humbly community. Join us there at hustlehumblypodcast.com/membership.
We love chatting with you in our DMs. Find us on social media at Hustle Humbly Podcast and say hello.
If you have an episode topic or someone you'd like to toast on the show, please email us at team@hustlehumblypodcast.com.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly Podcast. See you next week.